YouTube, this is MT Shark 7 here. This is another edition of Game Hunting. Now you're probably wondering why you talking about game hunting when you're in your kitchen. Well, reason being is this is going to be the pickups from MagFest, which was in another state, so I consider it game hunting. So I didn't get a whole lot at MagFest, so I'm gonna burn through that real quick and share my experience with you all. It was a great time. I had a blast, and well, without further ado, let's get in with the pickups. Here's all my bag of goodies. First off, got this little cutesy sea creature. I got this for my daughter. This thing was super expensive, so I'm gonna leave this in my car for her to play with, because if I leave it here, I know Bradley would eat the hell out of this thing and it would be destroyed. Because I went to the booth, and they usually have their prices like on the top. Of course, they didn't have the price for this thing. All the other things they had prices for, so I didn't bother asking. I was like, hey, what's gonna be $10 or something? This thing was $22. I was like, Jesus. So I mean, I had to pick it up. Look how cute that thing is. So next up, I just ended up getting two. I guess they would be like hacked or translation to games. So first up, I got Sweet Home for the NES, and disclaimer: these games do not work on a Retron 5, so I can't play them at this time since my 4 Nintendos are at my parents' house. And that game is fun, by the way. I'm not really into RPGs. This actually, well, I'm going to talk more about this game, which I didn't know. This game like started the horror genre, which is because this inspired Resident Evil, and which I always thought, what did I think? What was that, Alone in the Dark? I always thought that one was the original horror, like very first horror game, but nope, it's this Sweet Home. It was only released in Japan, but this is like translated to English, and it's pretty fun. Now back to what I was originally saying. I went off a tangent there. As most of you know, I really don't get into RPGs at all, but this is more of like a dungeon crawler, so it's pretty fun. I enjoy it, except I died. Well, I didn't die. Chad Bailey ended up dying last night. That poor guy. He got poisoned. Apparently, there's worms. I think I'm still in the beginning of the game. There's worms you have to fight, and if they hit you a specific way, they can poison you or bite you. When they bite you, they poison you. Oh, God. That was all over the place. So, yeah, so I don't know how to cure yourself from that. You can, but I haven't figured out how. So yeah, Sweet Home for the NES, and my last pickup was Fix-It Felix Jr. for the Genesis, and it's complete. They also offered the loose copy, but I figured, what the hey, I might as well go for the complete in box copy. And this one I can play. I have my CDX upstairs, so I can enjoy this game. I did try this a little bit. I'll get into this more in a Let's Play. Because I know, was it Matt? He wanted to, see a Let's Play of this. So I'll talk more about it then. And, yeah, here's my thing. MagFest. I didn't use the coin, no. I was going to go back and buy, what was it, Castle of Illusion for Genesis, and I don't know, I just didn't buy it. I should have. That's like my only regret. I didn't buy Castle of Illusion for the Genesis. There's some goofy cards I got. Video Game Con. Map for the parking lot. More goofy cards. Boring stuff. And I have this, wasn't from MagFest, but it's kind of a silly story. So before I left, well, on Friday when I left Nick's, he was like, "Oh, don't forget about your buddy Nick at Next Level Video Games, because I have a bunch of games you can buy, because he thought I wasn't going to buy from him anymore and just buy everything at MagFest, which is quite silly. But I was at the one, I went to the one show, I forget what it was called, but I was looking on Facebook, and here he posted this game that I've been wanting for like ever now. I think it must have been 4 years, and he got it in, and for like a decent price, I ended up getting Kirby's 20th anniversary, brand new for the Wii. So I always wanted this game. I had this on my watch list on eBay when it was like $75. I did not pay nearly as much as that. Oh my god, that would have sucked. Just like when I paid that much for my Legend of Zelda for the 3DS. We won't go there, but yes, so super excited to have this in my collection. It's brand new and awesome. So yeah, so MagFest was awesome. I got to meet a fellow YouTuber, Jimbo from Retro Game Lounge. He is an awesome guy. We had a great time. And the funny thing is, before we get into it, I remember I was like flipping out to him about parking, because I never been there. So I'm like, is there places to park? Oh my god, what am I gonna do? Can I park? Oh my god. So he's like, calm down, Mark, don't worry, there's plenty of parking. I was like, okay. So the night before, I researched the parking garages. Apparently there was 2 across the street you can park in. So I was like, oh, there's plenty of parking. So I get up on Saturday. So here, I'll start telling you about the day, since that's it with the pickups. And first off, my alarm clock didn't go off, because I figured I'd leave when I usually leave for work, which is around 6:20. And I would get there a little after 9, like 9:15-ish. And so I set my alarm clock for work, and I hear my girlfriend's alarm clock go off, and it's like an hour later. I'm like, what the hell? I had my alarm clock set. Dummy me, I forgot that my work alarm clock is only set from Monday to Friday, because that's when I work, not Saturday and Sunday. So considering it was Saturday, it never went off. So I ended up getting there around 10:15. I went in the parking garage at the hotel itself, and I had to go all the way to the top floor. There's like 6 levels, and there must have been only like, I don't know, 15, 20 spaces left, and that was at 10:15. So I'm like, geez, that's crazy. And I know Jimbo, we had stuff to do in the morning, so wasn't going to see him till later. So I go in, and one thing I can say that like really sucks, besides the parking, a lot of people were like flipping about the parking situation. It was dreadful. But I'll get into that a little later. And so I go in there, and there is no direction for anything. I go into the hotel. I'm like, where's registration? Like, there's no signs. I mean, they have like maps and all, but there's no like direction. So I'm like, where the hell do I go? I have no idea. So I asked the one guy. He's like, oh, you gotta go to the level under there, and it's in by where you check in for if you're staying at the hotel. I was like, okay. So I go there, no registration desk. So then I see like this little, I guess there's one booth. This guy's like doing paintings or whatever. So I asked him. He's like, oh no, you have to go the lower under it, and it's all the way to the right. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. Geez. So I go to the bottom level, and it's all the way to the right, which it was. So I get my badge, and here, I don't know if you saw it, but it's a 4-day pass. I'm like, so I didn't question. I was like, oh, that's weird. I only wanted the day pass, because I'm only going to be there for the day. So I messaged Jimbo. I was like, hey, why do I get a 4-day pass? Did I do something wrong? Did not click the selection to change it to like day pass? He was like, no, everyone got stuck. I guess because I registered the month before, and I guess it was late, maybe, and they only offered 4-day passes. So we pretty much got screwed. And he was saying that at the very last minute, I think like the day before, like that Friday night, they finally offered day passes, which kind of sucks. But I don't know, I figured We probably got screwed out of like $30, maybe. So, I mean, I was like, all right, whatever. It's no big deal. So, I was looking at the map of things to do, and I like was checking things out. They had on the bottom level, they had your registration, then next to it was like the console area where they had tons of like video games where you can play and hang out. This place was like mobbed. It was like so crowded. Oh, excuse me, but I don't. It was like almost as bad as like freaking PAX East when I went there like back in 2013. It was crazy. I was like, my God, where do all these people come from? And it kind of sucks because like people are like playing games and like it's like everyone's hogging everything. Like I wanted to play Duck Hunt, and the one woman and the one guy there, we only had two systems set up for Duck Hunt, and they were like hogging it. I was like, Jesus Christ! I was like, I can't play the game at home since I don't have a CRT. I would like to play it. I haven't played it in ages. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I looked around the store and I went in the arcade. The arcade was freaking noisy. It was so loud. Like, I don't know if I'm getting old or what, but after like 15 minutes, I was like, man, I gotta go. Like, it's too loud in here. They had so many arcades. It was nuts. And it was packed too. I could barely get on any systems. Like, no systems, arcades. Because, oh my God, it was crazy. And the people that were on them didn't have the intention of getting off. Like, they were just like, okay, I'm here. I'm just going to play on this for the whole time. So that was kind of annoying. So I went upstairs. I went to, I guess it's not really a show. What the hell is it called? It's like kind of not like a webinar, but just like something. It was about like video game graphics and like this level design. They had like a little like thing on that. So I went to that, and it was kind of informative, like kind of boring. Like it showed like how things like repeat in stages, and they have like different levels of difficulty. So it was. I mean, for the most part, it was neat. So I was at that for like an hour, and then afterwards, I was like, all right, well, what should I do now? So here they had like a computer museum, which was right next to it. So I was like, all right, let me check out the computer museum. And it's freaking, it was so awesome. They had like people playing like Doom and like Quake. They had like all older like IBM PCs set up. I was like, wow, that's crazy. They had my old Tandy Color Computer 3 in there. I was like, geez, this is crazy. So I was like playing that. They had an Amiga there. They had a Vectrix. And in the back they had a bunch of PC engines, Odyssey 2s, all like Ataris set up in the back. So it was fun. And it was funny because it wasn't really crowded. Not that many people were there. Like it was a lot, but at least I could sit down and play a game, which was awesome. I played the Vectrix. I never played that ever in my entire life. The game I played was like super hard. It was like it kind of reminded me of Yar's Revenge in a way, except you have the guy in the center instead of off the side of it. So that was fun. And I was playing the TurboGrafx 16, or not TurboGrafx, the Turbo PC Engine. So I was playing that. They had this shmup I was playing. I forget what the hell the name of it was. I'm gonna have like a little slideshow of all my pictures that I got while at the convention after this video's done. So I was hanging out there for a little bit, and I was like, all right, let me check out the arcade. Of course, I couldn't get on anything that I wanted to get on, but I did play Gradius. They had the Versus Gradius, which I never played before. That was fun. I got really far in it, which I was surprised. I was just casually playing, and here I ended up getting to level 4, which I can't even get past level 3 usually. So I enjoyed playing that. And then my friend Al was there too. He goes every year. So I was like, you know what, let me meet up with him while I'm waiting for Jimbo to show up. So I messaged him, and I think he just woke up as I messaged him. It was like around 1:15. I'm like, dude, what the heck you doing? I thought you had been up already. So I told him I'm in the arcade, and I met him like by the wall that splits the arcade and the shop. So I met up with him, and we were like hanging out. And then Jimbo finally arrived, so we met up with him. He's an awesome guy. So like the three of us, we were just hanging out, like walking around and talking about like video games and whatnot. And the game chasers were there. I didn't say hi to them or anything because I figured, like, they were too busy or whatever. They're doing their own thing. I don't know. So yeah, so we had a great time. Jimbo's an awesome guy. I mean, I wish him luck in his whole house situation. And we were hanging out, and then he was supposed to meet up with Chuck, and he didn't show up till later. So Jim was like, "Oh, Mark, I'm gonna leave because Chuck's here, and we'll message you when we get back." I was like, "All right, that sounds good." And my battery was at like 19% because I didn't really take any videos because I know it like kills the battery. So I was just taking like intermediate pictures here and there, and then my friend Al, he ended up having one of those portable chargers, like USB chargers. So I was like, oh, he's like, yeah, use it. I was like, oh man, I didn't know you had this. Like, if I would have known that earlier, I would have taken like more videos or whatever. And I was like kind of against getting one of those. I thought that if you had one of them and say your phone was dead, you charge your phone all the way and then the reserve battery would have been dead on it. That's not the case, apparently. So I charged my phone to 100%, and it only used a quarter of the battery in the backup USB battery that he had. So I was like, oh man, I really got to pick up one of those because they're definitely useful, especially going to like conventions or like anything really, like going to a theme park, anything where like you can't really plug in your phone and charge it. Especially with like phones nowadays, the phone companies they put so much freaking bullshit in the background that just depletes your phone like over the years, so that you have to get a new phone. I think it's bullshit, really. Oh, I'm gonna get a drink. Hold on. Sorry about the jump cut, guys. I had to get some water. Ugh. Who the hell wants to hear someone cough the whole time in the fucking video? Not me. So I do apologize about that. Ugh. Ugh. This water smells like ham. Ugh. Gross. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the battery. I'm done talking about that. I'm probably put you to sleep talking about all that nonsense. Anyway, moving on. So Jimbo ended up going to get Chuck, and once he messaged me later, he's like, oh, by the way, Mark, we're gonna leave because my car's about to get towed, because this is where I forgot to mention the parking. He couldn't find a parking spot, so he parked in a side street, which they didn't have any like stipulations saying that it's a loading zone or you can't park there. And Chuck couldn't find a spot either, and they still couldn't find any place because the place was mobbed still. So he was like, you know what, we're just gonna leave, which was unfortunate because I know Chuck didn't even get a chance to get in, and there's no refunds on the ticket. And I wanted to meet him as well, but unfortunately not. Which is kind of ironic considering Jimbo was like, oh, parking's plentiful, you don't have to worry about that, and that was my main concern. And here, it's like kind of like karma or something, I don't know, something weird. So that sucked, but it was awesome hanging out with them, and never met a fellow YouTuber before, so it's awesome experience. And hopefully, we're doing too many games, he can head up there, or we can meet up there, or whatever. I don't know, but we'll see. It's like, what is it, four more months, something like that. Anyway, so it was just my friend Al and I. And I forgot to mention there was also an indie showcase they had, which like they had indie games and they had indie arcade games, which I had no idea they even made or that was a thing. So we were playing the arcades, like the bunch of me, Al, and like a bunch of other people. We were hanging out there, and then Al, he's like all into like cards and like fantasy type games. So we went to the one booth, and he had like it was kind of like I guess a turn-based real-time strategy RPG, but with like cards like Magic. It was used like Magic, like fighting system or whatever. So he was like stuck playing that. And here they had the Octopus or whatever the heck the virtual reality headset is. They had that, and it was like a huge line. It wasn't really huge, but a lot of people were watching everyone play it. And I forget the name of the game. It's really goofy. It was like I don't know, customer service or something. I don't really know, but I have the picture. You can see it there. And also, so I was like, you know what? Let me try it because he was stuck playing this game, and I was like, and I was looking at the other stuff, and people were hogging it everywhere. I was like, oh my god! Like, I was trying to like look at the other game, the one shmup I wanted to try, and the one guy was like, I was like looking over, and he was kept on playing. I was like, Jesus, like 2 hours already, Jesus. But with the Octopus people, it was like free flowing. Like they would get one turn and then pass it off to the next person. So I was like, I might as well give this one a shot. Because Al was like, oh, you won't be able to play it. There's such a huge line and blah blah blah. I was like, well, I'm gonna get in the line anyway. Whatever. If I don't play it, no big deal. At least I tried. So I get in line and I end up playing it, which I'll put the video not right here, but in a little bit. So I was playing it, and you know, it's my first time playing, which I'll put the video after this. But it's funny. I don't know if Al got that in the video, but there's a customer. He was like, I was looking around for the customers in the game, and all of a sudden the guy was like to the left of me. He's like, "Bah!" I was like, "Oh!" He like kind of like startled me. So that was kind of silly. And you're supposed to like slap them. It's such a goofy game. So after I finished, I ended up getting like a high score. So I was like this.
Woo! That game is fun. Oh my god.
A new high score!
What does high score mean? New high score, is that bad? What does that mean? Did I break it?
So yeah, so apparently I got like the highest score in the whole convention at that time, which was, I think, it's kind of goofy. I was like, because I was playing it, and I had watched everyone else playing it. They were going for like not even like 5 minutes, and then they got a game over. I felt like I was playing it for like 20 minutes. So I was like, oh, you got the highest score. I was like, what? What the hell's that? What's a high score mean? So yeah, here's the video of me playing that. And I'll show, well, before that, I'll show a clip of everyone else, other people playing it, so you can see what it looks like. So roll video. This is a goofy game, Mr. Marks. Around slapping people.
best if we're best out on the table.
Yeah, so that was the octopus. It was I don't know how to pronounce that. Jesus. So that was that, and it was kind of blurry. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to look, but maybe because of everyone playing it, maybe like moisture or whatever got on the lens and made it like greasy or whatever from everyone playing it. But I got like semi dizzy afterwards. I was like, oh God. I was like get dizzy for a good like 10, 15 minutes after that. Not like drunk, like staggering, but I could definitely feel it like it was like very light. I was like, oh man. I don't know if you should be playing this for a whole lot of time. It's crazy. You forget what reality is. But anyway, so then Al and I we went back to the computer museum and hung out and played some games. There was this goofy guy. There was like I don't know what the heck. There was at that time there's some guy like on the one computer. He looked like he was like reinstalling Windows 95 or programming something. I was like, what the heck is this goofy guy doing? And then they had some crazy weird game on they had like this 3DO type PC system, which I never even heard of before. I know they actually had the like card where you could play 3DO games on your PC, but this was an actual like Panasonic type like PC. It wasn't even a PC. It was just a 3DO and like a PC freaking tower. Like not even a tower. It's like the flat desktop type deal. But they had this weird game where it's like a shmup, but you're just shooting like random digitized characters. It was so bizarre. I had no idea what the name of the game was. It looked like some like prototype, really. So that was cool. So we hung out, and I ended up leaving a little after 9 to go home. So yeah, so overall I had an excellent time, and I only got one pickup, which is pretty much the bomb. That's cool. I picked this up today. It's a 3D pearl parlor bead little figure. That's cool. I got this got this today. I put him on the shelf out there. Just because it's like empty since I took all my DVDs down. I figured I'd put some little figures and knickknacks to make it look like it's not abandoned. So that is it with this video. I don't know how long this video is going to be because I'm going to mesh a bunch of videos together. And also, Jimbo and I got a video together, so I'm going to ask him if I can take it. I mean, that might be a while because I know he has other priorities, so that's fine. And that is it. So I hope you guys like this video. I'll have the slideshow after this, and that's it. Till next time, guys, it's MT Shark 7 signing out. Have a good night. Hi, Bradley. Daddy's home from MagFest. You being grouchy? Hey. Hey, be nice. Oh, you're so grouchy. Bad dog. Are you being bad? Bradley? Better knock off your stuff. Grouch.